The views expressed in this podcast are that of ours alone. Any opposing opinions on our behalf are not to discredit or belittle the listener's opinion, but only to pose another perspective or point of view, respectively.
All right. What's up? What's happening? Welcome to Parameters Podcast, Episode 2. I'm your host, Steelo GQ.
It's your boy, Black Dev.
And we're back again. We appreciate all the love and all the support we got on the first run. Now we're back, ready to attack.
Anyways, yes, we're back, part 2. We're still on the same subject of, do women want a man with sensitivity? And before we get started, I just want to give a plug to my favorite headphones, the unofficial sponsor, Jam Transits.
Jam
you know what
Transit.
I'm saying? Bluetooth headphones that give you that Beats quality for half the price. You gotta get you a pair. I know you're gonna have a pair by the fifth episode. You're gonna have a pair.
Definitely. And I also want to shout out our official sponsor. Very proud to have another sponsor on episode 2 of the podcast. Our sponsor is Six, and his latest album, Family, Music, and Life. It's available now on Bandcamp, and you can click on parameterscast.com to check out his album and check out our Instagram. He's on there as well. Shout out to Six and his album, Family, Music, and Life. Thank you for the support.
So we're gonna introduce our guests here today. This is the females reply. So we got 2 young ladies with us tonight. We got Coley and we got That's What She Said, and they're with us tonight. And keep in mind, from the first episode, this is recorded remotely, so we're all in different places right now. So just bear with us. We're at the mercy of technology right now. So we hope this comes out great. It probably will come out great, but it's the 4 of us, and we're about to go in on this topic.
Yeah, ladies, we heard you. You were saying you guys didn't have any representation. You got some representation tonight. So check us out. We're going to get this going.
Well, I do want to start off with this. So, first of all, I heard a comment that we are, just because guys express themselves, we're not anti-female. So we're just going to start with that. Because that's why guys don't express themselves. Because every time we express ourselves, we're not trying to attack, like, we're not anti-feminist or anything like that. So you know what I'm saying? Just because we have a view or we're confused, we're actually confused. That's what we're going to say. I don't know if you agree, Steelo. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you listen to the first one, we definitely don't understand a lot of what's going on. A lot of mixed messages, a lot of different things that we think we're doing that we're supposed to do. Then it seems like it's wrong. And if we think we're doing it right, it's crazy. And ladies, I want to say that we're not anti-women. We're not bashing. It's just us trying to understand, every time a man gives his opinion, is not anti, is not against you women. Plus, I've said, if you notice several times, that we love you ladies and we appreciate you, but we just don't understand you. Sometimes we think you're crazy. Just saying.
You said the crazy word again, bro. You trying to get us killed. Okay, so all right.
Wow.
So we're gonna ask you ladies the question, and then we'll go into it. So we'll start off with Coley. Do women want a man with sensitivity?
I mean, that for me, it just depends on exactly, I guess, like the type of situation. It doesn't apply to everything for me. So
Okay.
I'm not I'm just a different breed. I don't prefer like someone that's overly sensitive. So if I happen to crack a joke or something like that, I can't have you getting, like all bent out of shape or something like that about it.
What's a joke?
Like,
And what's overly sensitive?
like overly sensitive to me is kind of like, if you get mad, as if like I would get mad at something like a female would get mad at versus like something a male get mad at. You can't get mad at the same thing I would get mad at. That's overly sensitive to me. So it's like, if I can take it, you should be able to take it too.
So you say he like
Getting
if you
fat?
crack, yeah.
Like, okay, I'll give you an example. So I'll give you an example. So I met a guy maybe about a month or so ago. And the whole situation, basically, I had made a joke like over the phone, and he brought it up. He waited a week until we were actually scheduled to get ready to go out on a date, but he basically wanted to use. I felt an excuse and got sensitive about a joke I had made a week or so ago.
A week ago. Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you
Yeah,
call that?
Yeah, that's a little weak right there.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But
Exactly.
Okay.
Cooley, I would like to say that that's manipulative. This is something that I think that men, because I feel like emotion is something that is so taboo for a lot of men, especially like depending on the type of men you date. For me, it's African American men. I believe that sometimes they can use like sensitivity as like manipulatively. And I think that's what he did to you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like instead of just being 100 or instead of just being upfront or instead of being mature about it, he used it manipulatively. And I feel like
exactly.
sometimes that's what men do. You know what I'm saying? In my experience, men will try and use sensitivity not as a genuine gesture, but instead as a manipulative tool.
the man could have very well been in his feelings and like was not really upset.
Could have
Yeah,
as
but
well.
So what was the end result though? Did y'all not go on the date?
So we never initially went out, but then you wanna like I'm not responding to any messages or anything like that. Point is like you set a time and then you made up an excuse. So I'm all set on it. Like we good at this point. So I'm still currently getting messages and being asked out.
Oh,
but
that's
I'm
dead.
just not responding. Exactly.
Right, that's dead.
Exactly. Exactly. It's done. So I don't really know what you call that. Like what do you call that?
But do you know is that based on the joke or not, or is it based on something else?
So
what was the joke? Will you tell us the joke?
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna have to elaborate.
Because forget his feelings, like at this point.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say something else, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it PG. But yeah. And the joke was basically, I felt like he was throwing shade at me like a female. So I asked him because it was like repeatedly. So I said, "Are you PMSing?" Because I have Midol available if you need it. That was the joke. So he laughed it off, but never. I'm like, okay, so I figured it was cool, but you bring it up a week later. I don't like that little female stuff in that.
Maybe he felt like you was attacking his masculinity.
Maybe he was attacking his own masculinity by acting like that.
If you get sensitive at something like that, then that's a problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a little much, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to think about why this brother would,
I think like that goes into like him just being manipulative.
I mean, in that case, because
no guy's not gonna like that joke though. That's not gonna be.
I mean, but let's just be real. This was like the second time that we actually go out. It was Space that he stood me up.
Oh. Well, he could have went about it another way because y'all aren't together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like y'all are. I guess it's different if you're in a relationship. Y'all not together. Like you can't take everything to heart. But for a guy, like it's basically like. I don't, for a female, if we talk about a female's weight, you know what I'm saying? No female's going to like a joke about that, but no guy likes to have their masculinity attacked. So even if we, you know what I'm saying, we could play it cool or whatever, but inside, like, we ain't really feeling that. But it ain't worth not going on a date. For me, that would just be more reason to show you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, show you how savage I am.
Yeah, he should have. For real, he should have just
savage up.
Stepped it up. Yeah, definitely should have just stepped it up. I wouldn't have got upset about that. I mean, but some men get real crazy when it comes down to their masculinity. Anything referencing a woman in comparison to them, yeah, it takes them over the edge. But for real, for him not to even want to go on a date, that's kind of weird. So, yeah, that's nuts, man. That's crazy.
So, that's what she said. Same question for you. Do you think women want a man with sensitivity?
I think that it's relative. And by saying that, I mean that it really depends on the type of person the woman is, as well as it depends on the type of person the man is. So what works for me may not work for Cooley. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Um, I personally believe that sensitivity is a sign of emotional intelligence. So I would want my man to have a certain level of sensitivity, but I also need that sensitivity to be met with a level of masculinity, a level of maturity, and a level of logic. Like you can be sensitive, but I need you to be logical.
Oh, hold
Right.
on.
So
Sorry. Are you,
Go ahead.
logic.
No, go ahead.
That's really a key word because I honestly believe women and men have two different logics.
I think you're right. I mean, I think we're a lot more alike than different, to be honest. I think we're a
Okay.
lot more alike than different, but I do believe in feminine and masculine energies. You know what I'm saying? Because there's testosterone and then there's estrogen. So yeah, I agree with you on that. But I still believe that as a male, I don't want to stigmatize what masculinity is because I believe that being masculine doesn't mean that you need to be void of sensitivity, but and being sensitive doesn't mean that you're void of masculinity. But at the same time, like I said, in order to be sensitive and for me to be feeling you, it needs to be met with that masculinity.
What's masculine though? Since you want to, since we just need to define the parameters then.
Well,
So
I feel
what?
like you could probably pull up the actual definition of masculine.
Yeah,
But to
but you
me,
said every
it's
person's different. So
well, okay. So what's masculine to me?
yeah.
Masculine to me is like a certain level of grounding in a man. It's a certain level of confidence and it's a certain level of self knowledge and self awareness in a man. So, like Cooley was saying, she said the PMS joke to a man and he got, basically butt hurt. A man who's confident about his masculinity and his in himself would not have gotten that offended by it. Now, granted, you might have been like, well, that's kind of whack, you know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't have canceled a date behind it.
that's
To
real.
me, like he might not have been confident in his masculinity. And if that's the case, Cooley, like he canceled himself out. That's perfect.
Yeah, like what you said made sense. It was like, it's kind of a level, it's levels to everything. Like in every man, there's a bit of uh estrogen, and in every woman,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bit of testosterone. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at we are, like you said, more alike than we're unalike. So I mean, I think that um if we could channel in where, and meet each other on that level where it's kind of in that middle ground, I think we would have a better understanding. I mean, it's I think we conform to thinking of society and what people think we're supposed to do by men over masculating themselves because they're the man, and by some women, um, pulling back, playing the extra feminine role because they're a woman, and then that right there, you so far away from each other, you can't meet each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of bringing it in so each other can be a little bit more understanding of one another. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But um,
That's a level of maturity though. That I think that's like separate from even the sensitive part. That's just maturity, wanting to understand somebody.
Mm-hmm.
and man, you know what? I think sensitivity too, man. The first thing everybody thinks when you say that is that you're talking about somebody being soft. Man, that's not the case. It's more so saying, do you want the man that's going to be able to understand, that's going to be sympathetic, empathetic?
Right. And that's why I said that I feel that sensitivity is a sign of emotional intelligence. That's something that's never talked about by normal people, in normal conversation in the dating world. You don't talk about emotional intelligence. We talk about street smarts, book smarts, wit even, but they don't talk about emotional intelligence. And I think that's where sensitivity lies, is with emotional intelligence.
So let me ask you this. So if you start talking to a guy and he's ultra savage, how do you deal with that? I mean, he's not mean, he's not abusive, he's not verbally abusive, but he's ultra savage. How do you deal with that?
To me, that comes off as like a level of ignorance.
Okay.
A level of ignorance. It's an arrogance about that. That savage nonsense. There's a level of arrogance that comes with that. And
is that
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is that a sign of insecurity as well?
Of what? Impurity or insecurity?
Insecurity.
Probably. It's probably like that's most definitely a defense mechanism. Like those people who try to act like cold-hearted, that's a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you break that shell or that outer defense, there's something totally different that lies behind it. But I've come across, trust me, I'm like a dominant female. I've come across many of these quote unquote savages. And really what it is they're the ones that are used to getting played. So that's why they act like savages.
Let me ask you this. So you and your man, y'all at the movies, or y'all chilling on the couch, okay. Y'all watching TV, and y'all watching the movie, and you look over, and this man got tears coming down his eyes. What you gonna do?
I already knew where this was headed.
I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? I mean, and he ain't show no signs of being
kind of question is it?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
A brother, would he be crying in the movie? would you gonna think differently about him? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
It depends on what movie. Now, if we're watching The Lion King and you're over there crying, like I can't take it serious.
Why? Hold on, why not?
You know what I'm saying? Roots or 12 Years a Slave. You know what I'm saying? And it touched on or Fruitvale Station, and you shed a tear. I'm gonna empathize with the pain that you're feeling because I know the pain you're feeling is the pain of being a black man and watching another black man being persecuted.
You don't think Mufasa was a black man?
Still can't watch that scene. So, but I would not want my grown ass man. Right, but I still would not want my grown ass man to sit here shedding tears at 28, 30 years old.
No, he ain't balling. He just, he got a couple teardrops.
I don't care. He could joke about shedding a tear, but don't let me see a tear if we're watching the damn Lion King.
So y'all over. So y'all over if he do that.
We're not over, but I'm gonna clown the fuck out of you, and I'm gonna probably look at you a little differently.
Oh, see, man, y'all.
I'm on top that night. I'm fucking you that night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
I'm buying your dinner next time we go out.
He might cry on purpose next time.
That's true.
So, right. Well, I'm wearing the condom that night. That's what's happening there.
See, y'all women, y'all savages. Y'all
exactly. Yep, there it is. There's where it comes out.
I don't think we're savages.
That's where it comes out.
I think any woman with a mouthpiece or any woman with a certain level of wit and intelligence is a threat to men and is a threat to masculinity. Therefore, we get labeled as savages.
Well, listen, this is the thing.
I'm the most feminine woman. Right. I'm the most feminine woman that you could probably meet, but I still can go toe to toe with the man. That'll make me a savage.
Listen, so this is the thing. Most men feel like, and so a lot of people feel like, as I said before, that the man is the quote unquote protector, he's the strong one, he's the masculine one. So when a man feel like you challenging that, he gonna feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
That's called fragility. And that's a personal problem.
So you don't think that if a woman come off aggressive to a man, he don't have a right to be like, hey, yo, fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I got this. Like, he like, yo, the tire flat. You like, yo, let me do it. I got this. And he like, nah, man, what's up? I mean, you ain't.
Why would I do that? No, I feel like that's apples and oranges at this point. I feel like if a man feels like a woman is, I don't feel like there's a right to tell a woman about herself. I feel like if you can do it, you do it. If you can't, you can't.
Right. I feel you. No, I agree with that.
Like it's not, I can't say every man has the right to check a woman. Can you check her though?
Some women like to be checked.
I like to be checked. I got a mouth.
I think it just depends on what the situation is when I be checked.
See,
right. So I understand.
Is today's women insensitive to men then? Is that what's going on?
I think you have to, like, when dissecting this topic, I think you really have to look at gender roles in society and what gender roles have taught us.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree.
From the time our parents found out what they were having in ultrasounds, they gave us gender roles.
That is
Boys are
very
supposed to act
true.
tough. Girls are supposed to act sensitive. Boys are supposed to be aggressive. Girls are supposed to be docile. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really pay attention to gender roles. And this is where I keep coming back to emotional intelligence. It really boils down to what you know. I don't think y'all are confused. I think that y'all are, or men and women, we're ignorant to each other because we put ourselves on such polar opposite ends. We're kind of ignorant to what the other sex is about. When
Right.
really we're more alike than different.
Right. And see, Black Dev, that's what I was saying, man, about the gender role. When I was talking about that being a future topic, man. See,
Yeah.
that's important. That's important. That's big. That's huge.
Absolutely. Because if you understand gender roles, then you know how to like you understand how things are being stigmatized. And especially like Cooley, I don't know what type of men you date, but like I date black men. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I wouldn't date
I
anyone
date
outside the
black
race
men
because I
too, Dre.
would. Right. So you
Mhm.
understand with dating black men, they've been almost like stigmatized to have to be these hard, you know what I'm saying, savages, super dominant, super masculine. So it makes it very difficult for black men who don't fit that stereotype.
That's very true. I mean, for me,
Furthermore, it makes it difficult for us.
So
it does. I mean, my thing is though, I prefer to date older than myself though.
How old are
It's
you?
just something about maturity for me. So
How old are you, Cooley?
I'm 32.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I think I'm coming to that age as well where I prefer older. I'm 28. I feel like I prefer older men as well. Probably men like early 30s, mid 30s.
I was about to say, what's older? You know what I'm saying? What's older?
Yeah,
Well,
older.
I'll be honest, like my son's dad is approaching actually 40 this
Okay.
year, but he doesn't look it.
hmm.
Well,
so what's up? But what's up with all these like Facebook statuses from women now, like just poking fun at men all the time? Like y'all be carrying the hell out of men on the social medias and stuff like that. That's another thing that makes men feel like they
I
gotta
mean,
go extra hard.
to be quite honest, it's only a response to what's been said low key about women for a while though.
Hmm.
girl, thank you. For one, patriarchy. Step two, as long as women are getting paid less than men, I ain't trying to hear about what women are saying on Facebook about men. Like,
Right.
that's not what's about to happen here.
See, that's
But that's
I
it.
look at
Actually,
Facebook
that's
as
what's
is
important now. That's how things are received
Facebook is
now.
a micro level. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Of
for
it
entertainment. Like that
no.
I don't really look at that as serious. Like
Er,
that's entertainment to
yeah,
me.
but
I don't
some
really take things
what
like
is it,
that
like
serious.
87 cents on the dollar
yeah,
that we're
but
making compared to y'all? I'm not trying to hear about a girl's Facebook status of her bashing her baby daddy.
Right.
Like, that
well,
is a micro level of
Right. I don't
sexism.
even like that term baby daddy
Right.
to
I
be
don't
honest.
either. Right. That's such a micro level compared to like the macro level of patriarchal bullshit
so I
that we
was
deal with on a daily basis.
I text Steelo GQ the other day. I said I got on Facebook the other day, and the first three statuses was women talking about dudes. It was women and guys. It was one guy talking about dudes posting sensitive ass statuses every five statuses talking about they can't find a good woman or women that, like, you know what I'm saying, like people they're like publicly like talking about this, and as much as it might not seem to matter, it's entertainment. Everybody says entertainment, quote unquote. We're on social media. We're on and off social media tens of 20 of times in a day, so we see it, so it matters.
Hmm.
You know, some that's people's lives right now. That's
Right.
how people are connected. So it's just a whole different tone. Like that's why guys may be intimidated to approach some women because of how they present themselves, on social media.
yeah. Social media is crazy, man. At this point, it's getting to a
I
point
think you
now.
have to.
Go
Right.
ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no, you're good. I was just saying it's getting to a point now where the most sophisticated people they aren't even on there as much. You know what I mean? It's more like a drama now.
Right.
It's
Because they're
weird.
too busy enjoying life.
Right. I took like a 2.5 year hiatus from Facebook. And I was on Instagram during the time. I just literally got on Snapchat. I'm like late. Just literally got on Snapchat, never really got into Twitter. But I feel like when it comes to social networking, it's become such a phenomenon like these past 10, 15 years. But you have to kind of take things like that with a grain of salt. Like that is an open platform for unimportant, irrelevant people to freely speak their minds and get attention. So the girl talking shit about the guy who expresses himself too much and is sensitive and this, that, and the fourth, she's probably directly talking about one, but had to make an indirect post so she doesn't really have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, yeah.
You can look at that and be like, damn, like she's talking about all men. Now she probably talking about that one annoying ass dude on her wall that keeps saying the same soft shit. Like that's what that is. But for real, I think like I've learned to I have to take social media with a grain of salt.
That's right.
Okay,
That
I
is
got
true.
I got a quick question for you. So, what if a guy is a nice guy and he calls you, calls you a queen? Like I heard some girls say that's cornball. Like when guys
Who?
talk like that, I've heard girls say like that's cornball. Like almost like it's not authentic.
I mean, that is.
Because
I
sometimes
mean, I
it's
would
not.
like to pretty much see how they carry themselves. I mean, if you wouldn't like to be referred as a queen, then what do you want to be referred to?
Right.
Hmm.
And at the same time, like that's for real, that queen shit got played out when the wrong people started using it.
Okay,
For
what do
real.
you
And I was about to
mean?
say a word that I wasn't allowed to say. But that shit got played out when the wrong ones picked up on it and started using it as game. Because
Okay,
you still have to decipher what's genuine and what's not genuine coming from anybody's mouth nowadays.
okay.
That's true.
Because a dude will call you a queen knowing you a conscious woman, thinking that's gonna get the panties. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't know a queen if it hit him in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Does it get the panties?
So no, that's this. So I feel like for like a genuine person like you calling me a queen, I would take that as a compliment. Versus someone who I know or who I can sense is kind of like a savage calling me a queen, I'll be like, boy, stop.
Okay.
I'm proud of you, ladies.
Relax.
You ladies, it's a surge of women who just don't care now. Y'all going hard now, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy for y'all, but then I'm sad for these brothers at the same time because man, it's real out here now, man. These women ain't playing, man. They out here
But I
with a
think
pistol.
I don't think
has
it's
a lot
sad.
to
I
do
think
with
it's
the thing
great.
about it.
No,
Nothing
it's good for
is
y'all.
traditional anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You said what?
Nothing is traditional anymore. You don't have guys like just sitting here waiting to open up your door or like just sliding out your seat, like sending flowers just because it don't have to be an occasion. You don't have stuff like
Girl.
that's traditional anymore. Everything wants
Oh,
to be displayed on
hey,
social media.
but do you guys appreciate that nowadays?
What if he
It's
doesn't?
women that actually do appreciate that. You can't categorize all women just because a few women just don't prefer that. I would prefer that. Slide my chair out, open the door.
Ladies, let me ask you guys a question. We had a lady,
Sensitive to me. That's being a man to me.
right? We had a girl that did test runs with us. She said if you start off whining and dining me, then it has to go up from there. Like it has to like if we eating at a regular restaurant, then I expect you to take me to the most expensive restaurants all the time
Okay,
it
I
as
find that
time
as kind
progresses.
of cliche because up there doesn't necessarily have to be used as anything financially. Up there can be, she can mention something and you can make something happen without even using money, or just do stuff like you set up something in your backyard, use a fire, just have a traditional thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be I'm not that type of person where I have to be in something expensive, but if you
Uh-huh.
surprise me and take me or do something like set up something in the backyard and we watch a movie back there or something like that, or we grilling together, having drinks and having a good time. That's cool with me. I'm not one of them people that has to be in the public eye with somebody that I'm with all the time.
I
I
respect
just feel
that.
like it's more on a personal level. That's how you get to know each other.
I respect that. Another thing I wanted to ask y'all is like I was saying earlier, um, what about when the woman says something out the way, the dude responds, and then she uses the fact that oh, you just being too sensitive. What's up with that? Have y'all ever encountered that? Like, have you said something sly to this dude and he like, yo, who you talking to? And you like, oh, you too sensitive.
We used the example last episode that if say your girl have a ladies' night, she goes out, or she's out or whatever, all night and she didn't respond in none of your calls or never hit you back the rest of the night or something, or even if you're like in a relationship and you just don't hear nothing for the rest of the night, and then the next day the guy's like, well, you know what I'm saying, what happened to you? You know what I'm saying, like you didn't hit me back or whatever, and then she's just like, are you being sensitive? That was the right example, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's all the
No,
same.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah. All right. What do you think,
I
Coley?
mean, I kind of think that this goes back to, I mean, if a guy, if you're in a relationship and you don't respond to the person like you're supposed to, either A, come, it just depends, like, do y'all live together? Do y'all not live together?
Out of
Like, if you're in a,
out of
but
respect.
out of respect, it's like, obviously, I feel like that if you really don't respond, it just depends on how into you are with that guy as well. If you're not in a relationship, or if you feel like you're at a place where you don't have to respond,
Hmm.
it just depends on the situation.
So if you are in a relationship and you pull that, then is that
I
saying you're
don't really
not
think
as
that's going to
into
be a good
that person
conversation
as
the
you
next
used
day.
to?
That's going to be either an argument, or either an adult conversation the next day.
Yeah.
so I guess I should have. I
Adult
should have said.
conversation though. Adult conversation. That's the key. Is it an adult conversation, or is the man being sensitive for not, you know what I'm saying, like for bringing it up?
Right. The thing is, shit. If he responds, is he being sensitive? If you're joking, but maybe he think your joke was a little bit too much, and he respond, is he being sensitive for responding?
I
I
mean,
guess
to
that's the
be quite
question.
honest, I think that if you're in a relationship and you're at that level where you know if you say something that he may not be feeling it, but he may not say something or whatever, but you know you maybe shouldn't have said it, then that conversation needs to be had. But if it's like something where y'all crack jokes with each other all the time, and he may say something that he might not say to anybody else, but you may receive it well. It just depends on how receptive of the person is. So everybody doesn't receive stuff the same way.
Yeah.
All right. Another question. Man comes up to you, your man, he comes to hug you, kiss you. You ain't in the mood for all that at the moment. You like, you kind of play him off a little bit. He get in his feelings. Is he sensitive for getting in his feelings? Or should he understand that you're just not feeling that at the moment?
Yeah, he's sensitive.
Can y'all hear me?
I'm just
Yeah.
asking, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's my response. Yeah, we can hear you. That's what she said. He better go to the bathroom.
So he like, yo, what's up with that? And she like, nah, I ain't I ain't with all that right now. And he like, yo, what's
For
up
the
with
time being.
So at any given time your man wanna hug you, you down.
My whole thing is your body is your body, whether it's your man, your husband, or whatever. But I feel like there's where a conversation could just be had, babe. I'm not really in the mood. I love you, but I'm not in the mood.
I feel you.
Is that not acceptable? Or
That is.
I can respect
so
that.
I don't think that has to lead to, but I've dated dudes that get mad over something like that. And to me, it's like, don't get mad over me being mature and telling you I'm not in the mood and don't feel like being in touch, because then I'm going to get an attitude.
Well, not. Now I know we talking about hugs, but sex ranks high in a man's mind. So we automatically assume that is she fucking somebody? I mean, is she? You know what I'm saying? Like we start thinking things, and that's an insecurity thing as well. But we start thinking like, yo, who else she talking? Like we start thinking, and I don't know if females think that too. You know, but do guys turn you? You ever had a guy like turn you down when you try to hug him and touch him?
Um,
I haven't had that problem.
I don't know.
I do that.
What'd you do?
I said, nah, I gotta do this podcast. Go in the other room. I'll be done in 45 minutes. Don't touch me.
I feel like that has happened to me before, honestly.
You have had a guy say don't touch you?
No, not in those exact words. Not with the same phrasing.
But how did
However,
it feel?
I feel like rejection never feels good.
Yeah.
But I know I'm extra, you know what I'm saying? And I also have a very high sex drive. So I know sometimes like it might be a bit much. So I was like, all right, I try not to get too bent out of shape over stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it may be because he's trying to study for something, or because he's got some work he needs to do, or because he's exhausted because he's been working for 12 hours. But if it's just because I'm gonna need some sort of a reason.
You're gonna need some type of explanation.
Some sort of explanation.
Yeah.
Right. Even though I respect the fact that that is your body. Just why?
But you get in your feelings a little bit though, right?
Maybe just, but not for real. My femininity isn't crushed. Like a male's masculinity might be. Like I'm, all right, bet.
So is that
I might
revenge?
get.
Is
So
Batman?
what-
Is that
so-
revenge? Is that revenge?
Nah, I'm not. Nah, not if we dating. I ain't doing all that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna have a little chip on my shoulder, and then you can fix it. It's a problem you can solve, and if you choose not to, then we might have a bigger problem.
So what if the guy just says, I'm not in the mood?
Oh, then I understand. You're not always gonna be in the mood.
You gonna start questioning his sexuality?
No.
I'm sorry, I get in my feelings with that. I can't. I don't understand what I'm not in the mood. To me, it's
You don't understand that?
like.
But do you automatically think he's
I'm in a
cheating?
relationship. I'm sorry. Like,
But
if
do you
I'm in a
automatically think
relationship
he's
and you say
cheating?
you're not. Yeah, no, I'm not going for that. I am definitely going to catch an attitude.
Come on.
I love to hear what women think, man. Y'all are interesting.
So,
Yeah.
Coley, how do you feel about if your man wants to have sex and you're not in the mood? Do you feel like you're not allowed to deny him sex?
I mean, it just depends on like. Let me just say this. Like, I'm coming out of like what 7-year relationship as of like maybe 8 months ago.
Okay.
So for me, it was like even if I wasn't in a mood, I would get myself in the mood. That was just a matter of where we are in our relationship.
There you go.
That's just a matter of maturity for me. So, I mean, that, like I said, I'm a different breed. So I don't think
You
like
just got some
anybody else
points.
thinks.
You just got some points on this podcast.
Well,
I'm just saying, you know. I mean, some brothers. Hey, look, some brothers get upset. Some brothers get upset when the woman don't want to do. I mean, and I respect it. If she ain't in the mood, she's just not in the mood. It is what it is. But I'm sure brothers that don't understand it love to hear a woman say, "Well, you know, if I'm not in the mood, then
It should really only be
Then I'll get
once
in
a
the
month
mood.
that you're really not in the mood, to be quite honest.
See, I don't know. I think it depends. It really just depends. All right. So personally, I'm not a morning sex person. I know everyone is, but I'm like the one person who's not. And so because there's things I want to do when I wake up in the morning, and it's not sex. And so I feel like that's offended guys before. But I'm like, I really have to use the bathroom for one. My breath stinks for two. It would be physically uncomfortable for three. Like, can we just wait like an hour or two?
That's
Does that
understandable.
irritate you?
Nah, I mean, that's
yeah,
understandable.
but like you gotta understand our blood pressure is the best in the morning.
And
That's
dudes,
called
y'all wake
wood.
up with a whole erection. Yes, I understand.
You better
But
take
I wake
advantage
up
of
and I
that.
gotta use the bathroom. No,
When
I
it
gotta
gets
use the
older,
bathroom,
yeah,
I mean,
wash up,
take it when you get it. And then,
brush my teeth.
that's 50-50, man. You know, sometimes you wake up and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, it's good for before work. You know, it's healthy for your stress. You know what I'm saying? Like
help
you
make you
should,
feel lighter on your feet. You know.
you know, you try it sometime. Anyways, it's about time for us to wrap this up, brother.
Yeah, man. So we appreciate you, ladies, man. Y'all awesome, man. Huge shout out to y'all. Again, this is episode 2 of the podcast, and part 2 of the 3-part series of Do Women Want a Man with Sensitivity? Huge shout out to Coley, and That's What She Said for coming through, gracing us with their knowledge and presence. It was awesome. Everybody, again, tune in on. We are now up on Apple, Android, which is Google Play, SoundCloud. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, parameterscast.com. Also, if you go on Instagram, there is a post to show you how to register and join parameterscast.com, which has all our topics listed. Join, Give us your feedback. We love to hear what you have to say. And again, once you hear this, post and let us know. Part 3, we're gonna have Battle of the Sexes, and it's gonna be fun and interesting. So we're gonna have some ladies, some gentlemen. We're gonna let it go. So let it fly.
Okay.
All right. It's Parameters Podcast, episode 2. We love y'all. Thank you. Peace and love.